We gotta go! We gotta get out of here! We gotta go right now!
Listen to me, Steve.
No, you don't understand! We've gotta go!
Go where?
No, we gotta go! What the hell are you talking about?
Steve, this is important. Go where? That's right. Go where? What happened in your room? Are you listening? What happened in your room is not an isolated incident. It is something that is happening everywhere to everyone. So, where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna run? Where are you gonna hide? Nowhere. Because there's no one like you left.
Utah, make it 2. What's up, assholes? This is BananaLaser. Get ready to peel it back or stick it up your crack. My name is Matt, Wizzel if you're nasty, and with me, as always, the star of Lethal Weapon 2, 3, and 4, Dave Z. What the fuck is up, Dave Z?
Am I here to fucking amuse you? What's going on, brother?
They fuck you in the drive-thru. $10 for a fucking aspirin. I wish
Henry!
I could do...
Henry, these aren't normal people, Henry. What's the matter with you, Henry? Okay, all right. How's everybody doing? What's happening?
That's right.
Can you tell
We're
the
back.
difference? Who's Pesci and who's me? What the fuck?
I can't. This whole time, I thought I was doing a show with my cousin Vinny, but shit.
Holy fuck. Nuts.
Somebody told me it's Dave Z.
Yeah, sorry to disappoint you.
Yep, so we're back. It's not Joe Pesci. Sorry to disappoint everybody. It's Dave Z and Matt here, and we're back for another fucking romp-filled episode that is gonna fucking blast potassium all over that ass.
Yeah, bitches. Absolutely.
Yeah, indeed. And right off the top, I want to get to something. We got an email just recently. Let me pull it up here. And it's from Cosmic Creepers.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cosmic Creepers. That's a It's kind of spacey and scary at the same time. Interesting.
Nice.
All right, so let me read this off here. Hi guys, Cosmic Creepers here, and I have a question for you two. What classic horror film are you ashamed to admit you dislike? One that's praised by almost every horror fan and would be shocking to hear that you don't like. So what is it? Good question. Thanks, Cosmic Creepers, for that email.
Yeah, that's a very good question. And
that's a good question.
Yeah, definitely.
I, now that I read this again, because when I first read it, I kind of had something in mind, but now I'm reading it again, and it says horror film that you're ashamed to admit that you don't like. And really, the one I thought of right off the top of my head, I'm not really ashamed to admit it. It's just one that I think is popular, or a series that's popular that I really don't like. And I'd have to say mine is probably Nightmare on Elm Street. That's a huge franchise. I know it's a beloved character, and I even loved these movies as a kid, but I just don't. I can't watch them anymore. Probably my most favorite Freddy movie is Freddy versus Jason.
Wow, really?
Yeah. At this point, I don't. And I know a lot of people love Dream Warriors. No, I don't like it. It's too. I don't know. I'm just not into the whole Freddy character, I guess.
Yeah, I can understand when you're talking about the series aspect of it. It's definitely it's the weakest of all the big ones, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, specifically, it was Nightmare 3 that popped into my head because it seems like a lot of people, and I know you're a fan of that one.
That's one of mine. Yeah, I do like it.
I know you like that one,
yeah.
And that one just immediately popped in my head because I was like, yes, it's better than a lot of the other sequels, that's where the movie or the series really found its form and all that stuff. But it's just too, I don't know. It's just kind of too hokey, I guess. And I'm not really ashamed to admit that, but
right.
And even the first Nightmare, I haven't watched that in a long time. I don't really own any of these movies. And I think the last time I saw the original Nightmare, I went to a midnight screening maybe 10 years ago, and I just wasn't digging it. There's a couple parts that I like, specifically like where Tina gets dragged through the hallways and stuff like that. But
yeah,
I mean, overall, it's just the movies don't even follow their own rules. Kind of, it just makes shit up as it goes along, and it's just all this fantasy, and so I just always disconnect from those flicks.
So the first one, you wouldn't even consider it, take it without the sequel,
right.
Sequels. Let's just say the movie A Nightmare on Elm Street.
The first one?
Yeah, just A Nightmare on Elm Street. You said you tried to watch it 10 years ago, and it didn't really do it for you. Prior to that, you were okay with it, but I guess you just fell out of it.
Yeah, pretty. I mean, as a kid, I remember when that movie hit HBO, I was all about it, and there's still stuff I like about it, but I just don't want to sit down and watch it again. I'll watch the scene where she gets dragged up, on the ceiling and stuff like that. Yes. That's good. But then you got stuff like, the I'm your boyfriend now, and his mouth is on the phone. It's like, what? Why is his mouth? Isn't she awake? And it's like, what? I just don't know. And to me, I don't know. Maybe he was scary in the first one, and it's the sequels that kind of tainted the first one.
Yes, but, I can see that. Yes,
but I just don't find it too frightening now, and maybe that's why. So I don't know.
I could kind of understand that. I'll consider the original as an excellent movie, and I do love the third as well. But as far as the original, I think that the story and the idea and the concept alone, and I didn't think about this till I got older, but that concept is scary as shit. You can't go to sleep. If you go to sleep, you're gonna fucking die. I mean, for someone, imagine putting yourself in that position that you're scared to go to sleep, and supposedly Wes based it upon a real case that this happened. Yeah. The guy kept saying, "I'm gonna die." He went to sleep. Sure enough, he died, and that's horrific. I mean, you talk about a horror movie, conceptually, I think is brilliant, and that's what I take from it now.
Yeah, you're right. That is a brilliant idea. Okay, maybe this is what I'm ashamed to admit. I don't have much stock in Wes Craven at all. Like, even though he made Scream and Nightmare on Elm Street, Hills Have Eyes, I like a lot of his movies and stuff like that. I don't think he's the best filmmaker. I don't think he should be represented as like a horror iconic director.
I understand that.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's done way more misses than hits. So.
Yeah, I mean, he started off really strong. I mean, in my opinion, not everybody's into those movies, but when he came out with Last House and Hills Have Eyes,
and I like those
genre
movies.
Classics. Right? Yeah. Okay, well there you go. And then he did whatever he did. Then Nightmare on Elm Street, you can't. I understand that you're saying that you're not into it, but you can't dispute the impact that it had and the idea that it was.
Oh yeah,
which is great. And then when Scream came out, that to me kind of solidified him, next to the other supposed masters of horror, if you will, in the director's chair.
You see, and now,
and I'm not into all the Scream movies. I like the first Scream.
I like the first Scream, but I think that's credit goes to Kevin Williamson. I mean, he wrote the shit out of that, and I think not that Wes Craven directed it badly, but I think he gets a little more credit for Scream, where I think the majority of it should go to Kevin Williamson for doing that, for making it the most, that iconic movie that it is, and franchise even. So, gotcha. I don't know. I guess maybe I'm ashamed to admit that, I'm not really a huge fan of Wes Craven. I don't know.
Yeah, hey. That's okay, you know.
Yeah. What about you, Mr. Pesci? You got something you're ashamed to admit?
Well, once again, I'm not ashamed to admit it, but
Right.
I immediately thought of one thing as soon as I saw it. There is one movie in particular that all the and not just the casual horror fan, which makes it bothers me that I can't get into it as much.
The Exorcist.
Yeah, right.
Oh, okay.
Fuck that. No.
Hang on, real quick. I saw Jason Lloyd the other day. He said that he has not seen The Exorcist.
Yes. What the
I
fuck
was like,
with
what?
you? What's up, Jason? Sit down and
Even
watch.
my mom has seen everybody has seen that movie.
Right. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Yeah, but my two favorite movies, The Exorcist and The Shining, and Jason Lloyd hasn't seen one and doesn't really care for the other.
Right. When
loves
you
horror,
did the Are You Smarter Than a Horror podcaster on the Skeleton Crew?
Oh fuck yeah!
and that question came up. I was right there with you because The Shining
Right.
is probably my favorite horror movie of all time, and I was like, oh my god, Overlook.
Right? Exactly. You know.
How did you get second place? That you missed like 5 questions and got.
I got the good ones at the end.
You got 2 right at the end that were
got-
worth a
yeah.
fucking ginormous
right.
amount of points. Yeah.
Well, you got to think about. Would you have known the questions that I would do? For example, the first round, easy questions. Freddy's hat, that was easy. There was easy questions in the first round.
Softball.
Right. Now the ones that came to me, what movie wasn't the grandfather scene in fucking the Texas Chainsaw?
I got it wrong too. I said 3.
Just
Yeah.
like okay, so there you
Yep.
go. And then I forgot the other one I missed. But it was something that I was really disconnected with, so I don't remember. But I did know the ones at the end. Here's the funny thing. I told someone the other day about it. I probably knew about 70 to 80% of all those questions asked. I probably knew the answers. You know, there was one round where I think I would have gotten every question wrong but 2. But every other round that was there was 6 of us. I knew at least 4
Right.
of every answer. And for whatever reason, just call it bad luck or whatever.
You got the ones you had no clue on. Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, completely. It was so fucked up. Yeah, but somehow, I ended up with
Alex
second
is getting
place.
ready to kick you off the show. That's okay. You're welcome here at BananaLaser.
Right on. Hey,
don't worry.
all
You don't
right,
have to
yeah.
know shit.
That's right.
Clearly.
See, exactly. Yeah. Fucking just keep listening to the first 6 shows. Exactly. Right.
Yeah. No shit.
Just the Laser Lounge is where I'm gonna be.
All
Bottom
right.
line, no matter what happens anywhere else. So yeah. Where the hell were we? My movie.
Yeah. Something
Yeah.
you're ashamed to admit that you dislike.
Okay. Well, the thing that bothers me about it, the reason why I said I wasn't ashamed,
Right.
but I feel a little weird about it because this is a movie that not the average horror fan likes, but the diehards. It's a movie that people will say, oh, the people that are, into horror, maybe not, freaks like us, but people that, they like their horror movies and they're not just fucking fans of Scream and whatever, regular old horror movies. And they'll say, oh, you must see this because Halloween got the idea from it and yada yada and other shit. And the movie that I have to say is Black Christmas.
Okay.
I've tried to get into it. I even own it. I have it on DVD. I burned it, I've seen it 4 or 5 times and I wish I liked it more than I did, and everybody seems to love it and praise it, and I just don't get it. To me, the killer, it's obvious that it's that one girl's boyfriend. He all but comes out and says it and acts crazy, and then
What? But it's not him.
Sure, it is, because nothing ever becomes of it, and at the end, he's fucking nothing happens.
Yeah,
It's just-
the killer is still in the house at the end. It's
Yeah, but what
not.
happened-
You
but what-
never find out who it is. It's just some guy. You have no idea who it is.
Yeah, but the guy all but outs himself in that one scene with the piano, and he's going crazy, and he's mad because the girl had an abortion.
I'm telling you, dude,
but
it's
it never
not
comes
him.
out.
It's a red herring. Yeah,
Can
I'm
you tell
telling
me
you.
why? Can you tell me why it's not him? Give me one reason why we know it's not him. Where was it proven that it wasn't him?
Doesn't he? Don't the cops come in at the end and he's like, it seems like he's trying to attack her, but he's really just trying to get in the house to like talk to her, and then the cops maybe take him away or something like that. But then you see that the killer's still in the house. I don't know. I'm kind of foggy on it.
The cops take him away. I don't know. Go back and watch it again, and I'm gonna watch it again too. And I'm gonna watch it.
You're gonna watch it a fifth time. You're gonna. You just said you don't like this movie. I was like, I'm gonna watch it again.
But now I have to because maybe I'm wrong. But even
I don't think that's going to change it for you, though.
Let's cast that aside. I do like I'll tell you what I do like. I like the phone calls. That was clever. That was cool. Whatever. I like the atmosphere of Christmas.
Lois Lane being
nice.
incredibly intoxicated.
Yeah. I do
on.
like that situation.
Yeah.
I just don't put it. People have it ranked so high, and they say that fucking John Carpenter ripped it because of the POV thing and everything else, when clearly that's not true. John Carpenter, even if he'll be the first guy to say that comes from Hitchcock, and and then if you really want to get really into it, it's that Peeping Tom movie. If you want to talk about POVs and shit.
What I did like about the POV was that it wasn't like a real steady camera. And you saw his hand, like when he's climbing through the window at the beginning, you see like more of his hands and stuff like that. So it seems more like you're actually seeing it through the person's eyes. And I like that little, bit of it. But I don't know. I like the movie. I mean, it's not one of my favorites, but I enjoy it.
I think it's average at best, and I just think that everybody has it on this pedestal. And I look at it and I keep giving it a chance, and I'm like, maybe I'm missing something because everybody has it up on a... Not everybody. I mean, not even you. But a lot of people have it high up on a pedestal. And I just don't get it. I keep on trying, and I wouldn't put it in the top 100 horror movies of all time.
Oh, really? No, I definitely would.
Would you really? I can think of 10 that have come out in the last 2 years that I like better. Just, almost off the top of my head. I don't know.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah. I mean, there's fucking... half the movies that came out this year I like better than that movie, but
you don't think you could come up with 90 more? I mean, or whatever. Think about the horror movies.
I don't know. I mean, I like it. You know why I like it? Because it's called Black Christmas. It really doesn't have anything to do with Christmas, other than it takes place at Christmas time, and I guess I kind of like it for that. You watch it, and it's got the Christmas trees and the carol guys singing songs and shit like that, and so it puts you in the Christmas vibe. And no other movie, I think, no other horror movie does that good, and I think that's the only movie that does the Christmas vibe well. So maybe that's why I like it.
I'll give you that. It does have a solid Christmas vibe, but I just don't see it, and I'm not ashamed to say it, but I know that it's an unpopular thing for me to say I don't like it, especially being a slasher fan, which I love slasher, and I don't even need gore because Halloween, case in point, is fucking one of my favorite movies. That's fine. It just doesn't resonate with me. I just, like I said about The Killer, and I don't know. I just wish I liked it. My favorite Christmas movie for horror is Silent Night, Deadly Night. Even though there's some cheesy shit going on. Yeah,
the
there's
first
some cheesy...
one? Oh, brother.
Yeah. You don't like it at all? Really?
No, I like it, but it's like, oh my God, it's a fucking chore to get through that movie. I would rather watch part 2 and get the shortened version of the first movie, and then you get all the fun of fucking watching that guy's eyebrows jump up and down and fucking and the wackiness with all that shit and Garbage Day and shit. But
no, I enjoy it. I watch it every Christmas season.
My favorite scene in Silent Night, Deadly Night is the grandpa scene, and it makes no fucking sense. It doesn't even fit in the movie. There's no reason why they should go see this guy, and why does he just snap out of his fucking coma to tell this kid that Santa Claus is going to kill him, and then it happens. It's like, what? Is he clairvoyant? And it makes no fucking sense, but it's a beautiful fucking scene.
It's great, and it doesn't make sense. It's the only way you can say it makes sense is that there are some people that have dementia and that have things like that, and they might even truly believe that.
So you're saying his dementia opened his brain up to predict the future or something
No,
like
no,
that?
he could care less about the future. No, 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 no.
Oh.
He believes that fucking bad things happen on Christmas, and he shares it with this little boy who's his youngest, grandson. He tells him, but he doesn't want the other family members to know that he's that far gone. So he's far gone, but he's not that far gone that he can't talk that way in front of them. But get a little boy in the room. Either A, he's just fucked up and he wants to do that, or B, he gets his jollies off doing it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he just likes to scare the little kid.
I'm going to scar this child for life. I mean, really, that's what that would do. Yeah.
He's not that old and he's in the home. He has dementia or he has whatever the fuck. I mean, he's clearly touched with something in the brain.
Yeah.
So I just take that and I think it is a great scene. Yeah. The scariest goddamn night of the year.
Oh, my God.
It's great. And then, it gets corny later, and it's fun because it's corny, though. I like it when they sing that song, The Warm Side of the Door. It's fucking
oh, my
great.
God.
It's great, though. It's so fucking fun.
Yeah, that is pretty fucking retarded. Yeah.
And there's good kills. There's a good-ass beheading. Linnea Quigley's death is fucking great with the
Is she the antler? Is that the antler kill? Yeah. Okay.
Sure is, man. Yeah.
Did you see Did you see the remake, the Silent Night movie?
Strangely enough, I did not. And I remember listening like a year ago to the Skeleton Crew when they did them both. Mm-hmm. And I listened to a little bit of the remake, and I stopped it. I said, I'm going to go back just in case I watch this movie. I don't want it to be spoiled. And I never got around to it. And then someone I spoke to recently asked me, have you seen the Silent Night remake? I said, no. You know what? It's not too bad.
It's worth checking out. I mean, they do it. There's a lot of good bits in there. They retain a lot of weird stuff, like the antler kill, and they even have other kills that really up the ante, like a wood chipper scene, which is pretty good. But it takes a totally different approach. Whereas in the original, you're with the guy who's going to do the killing from Jump Street, from the first scene, and in this movie, it's the total opposite. It's more like a classic slasher where you don't really know who the killer is. You just know it's a guy in a Santa suit, and you're trying to decipher, who it is the entire time. So it's worth checking out.
I'll check out. I'm definitely going to do it, but of course I'm saving it for December. So
yeah,
it's just what I'm going to do.
Yep, that's good. So yeah, cool. Wow, Black Christmas. Never would have guessed. I'm glad you didn't say like The Exorcist or.
What? You know I love The Exorcist, right?
Yeah, I know, but I thought maybe you're just gonna transform on me or something. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm just gonna flip out. Fucking Friday the 13th, piece of shit. Out of nowhere.
Oh my God, show's
after all
over.
These years, right?
Can't pull the plug.
That's it. Speaking of Friday the 13th, though, it's coming. We got good shit coming up, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I ordered it finally.
You did what? The documentary?
I ordered the Crystal Lake Memories last night. Finally, I've been putting it off, and I wanted to make sure I got the pre-sale because you get the extra disc. And I
hope I'm getting that. I have no idea. I pre-ordered.
You got it pre-sale.
Okay.
You had to.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty positive, but find out. I mean, I don't want to be wrong here. Well, if not, then I burn it for you, whatever. But I'm pretty sure that if you paid for it from the website prior to the release, you're fine. And I think yours was paid for so long ago that you couldn't get it pre-sale yet on Amazon or anything like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got it a long time ago.
See, yeah, I don't think you could. I think it only comes from that site, crystalllakememories.net, I believe. And but anyway, I finally ordered it. And
they pushed back the release date to Friday 13th, which is cool. But at the same time, I wanted it in my hands.
I know.
On Friday the 13th, and then
it might be. It might be.
You think it's going to ship or get to us the same day? Do they do shit like that?
I have ordered things before. Things before, and it doesn't always happen that way. It's just wishful thinking right now. But I've ordered things before that have come out even before the due date.
Well, I hope so. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I hope so as well.
Because I'm clearing 7 hours or 10 hours or whatever out of my day to sit down and watch this marathon style.
Oh fuck yeah! Actually,
because the doc that they did about Elm Street, I'll watch that any day over any of the Elm Street. I love that documentary.
Yeah,
I can watch that, and I was just talking about that series. I don't really care for it, but that documentary is so good. It makes it seem so fascinating. And when they're talking about like part 5 and it's the producers like Bob Shea, and he's like, yeah, we rushed this. We just started filming before there was any script or ideas or anything.
Right.
It's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
This is how movies get made? What the fuck?
That's how they did it. That's how
no shit.
Yeah.
New Line Cinema. Holy fuck.
Yeah, that's fucked up. Yes. But it's cool, and you know this is going to be great. Because did you read the book?
Oh, yeah. I look at it almost daily. It's on my coffee table, so yeah.
I lost mine in a flood, and I had an original press and everything. In freaking, I had 2 basement floods. The first year I moved back to New York, fucking New York with these basement floods. I had one at my mother's house, and then I had one at the house I moved into after I moved home, and I lost a whole bunch of books and other things between 2 basement floods, and unfortunately, Crystal Lake Memories fucking was a casualty. So, and I loved it, but I must have read it 2 or 3 times, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's great stuff. And
it is great. So you can only imagine
that
this documentary, especially based upon what we've seen with the Never Sleep Again one, it's got to be a slam dunk. It's going to be
good. Now they it seems like they're going to get almost every cast and crew member for this documentary. But is there any major player, like super major player, that didn't want to do the documentary? Do you know anything about that? Like Corey Feldman, is he doing it?
Wow, that's a good question. Was Feldman in the book? I should know. I read the damn thing 3 times, but did he just have one little expert?
Yeah, they didn't. I don't think they interviewed him.
Right, I think it came from another source.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing I read. So, I don't know. I hope he's in it because
I hope he's in it too.
He's probably has a lot of being a kid on set and all that stuff. I'm sure he's got a lot of great stories and stuff.
Right, and you heard a little bit of it with the when the Skeleton Crew interviewed what's his name, Ted White, not too long ago.
Oh yeah,
talking about the relationship he had with Corey, and how he busted his balls and everything else. It'd be nice to hear, if he alludes to that, if he's on it, the other side of the story.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be funny to hear,
Yeah, absolutely. I can't fucking wait, dude.
Oh, I can't wait either, man. Friday the 13th, fuck. I mean, shit. We got our show planned, and I can't fucking wait because, we've been pretty quiet about it. Considering it's our favorite series, both of us, correct?
Oh yeah,
okay.
Hands down, definitely my favorite. Yeah, we're planning just so you guys know, we're planning a little Friday the 13th episode, as I'm sure most internet horror-based podcasts and what have yous are probably due around that time. So, but yeah, we fucking love the series. It's definitely our favorites. We can talk about it for hours. We'll probably put out a 7-hour podcast ourselves.
Yes, to go along with the 7-hour documentary of Crystal Lake Memories. Yeah.
Now, and another thing about that is the Never Sleep Again DVD that had a commentary on it. Did you listen to that too?
No, I did not.
I listened to. It was pretty interesting. I listened to about half of it. I think it's the filmmakers, and right up front they say, yeah, it's kind of weird. We're doing a commentary about. A documentary,
right.
that we did. But it's really interesting because they go into the process of getting the movie made and stuff like that. So I'm wondering, are they going to do that for this movie? Because really, 7 hours.
Right.
Can you do a 7-hour commentary? Jesus Christ, that'd be a lot of bathroom breaks.
No shit, huh? Well, how long was the Nightmare one? It was pretty fucking long. Wasn't it like 6 hours?
It was 4 hours. No, it was 4 hours.
Oh, it was just 4? It was 2 discs. Right? I know it was 2 discs because I had
It was definitely 4 hours. I
thought it was more. No shit.
Yeah, I saw it first on Netflix and I watched it over a 2-night span. But I stayed up very late watching it just because I couldn't get enough of it. I did not want to go to sleep. Oddly enough, it's called Never Sleep Again.
Right?
Yeah, but yeah, I just found it so fascinating, and I just can't wait to see how they put together this documentary. So,
oh yeah, I'm psyched. I'm fucking I can't wait to wrap about Friday the 13th because I know we can both talk about it for a while, and we're how many episodes in on the show, and we've been pretty quiet about it so far, and We're gonna have our day with it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
we're gonna tear it up. So
that's pretty exciting. There's a lot of exciting shit going on right now. Fucking just in general, with horror. So.
Oh yeah, this year has been incredible for horror. I mean, just just in the past month and upcoming, the Conjuring, You're Next, which we're going to talk about here in a little bit, and then they're playing trailers for Insidious 2, and I mean,
when is that dropping? I thought it was August. I guess I'm wrong. I thought it was
Insidious 2. That comes out Friday the 13th.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's why I wasn't thinking about it. I was so focused on fucking Friday the 13th.
Yeah, it comes out September 13th.
Oh man, I don't think I can go that day. I'll be too busy watching the documentary.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh,
sorry,
no,
Insidious.
That's right. But... Yeah, sorry is right. Oh yeah. All right, that is true. That Carrie's coming out, and that might be good. Maybe not. I don't know.
I'll tell you right now. I've never seen the original Carrie. I've seen clips of it. Obviously, I know what happens in it, and stuff like that. But I've just never. And I even like Brian De Palma and a lot of his stuff. But I just never wanted to sit down and watch it. It seemed like I got everything from the clips and stuff like that. I was like. I guess it's kind of like Jason Lloyd was talking about with The Exorcist. He's like, I've seen all the clips and just pop culture. You just know about it and stuff. But it's like, yeah, but you're not getting all the little details and all that stuff. So maybe I should watch it. I have seen though. Oh
man, you should.
I have seen Carrie 2, The Rage.
For some reason. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Really?
For some reason, I watched that. I rented that when it came out. In the fucking '90s.
You must be the only person, maybe ever, that's seen Carrie 2 The Rage and not seen Carrie.
yeah, whatever.
That's fucking funny. That's great, man. Wow.
But
how many people have seen Carrie 2 The Rage? Not many.
And I can't say it's very good. Yeah.
I didn't hate on it. No, it was good for a watch. I wouldn't say it was a waste of a movie. I sat and I watched it, and I don't remember a lot about it, but I don't remember hating it either. So,
Yeah. I don't know. I'm sure if I watched it now, I'd probably give it a fucking stick it up your crack,
Yeah, it might go up someone's crack, right? That's true. But I'm a fan of the whole. It's weird to say, but I think that Carrie, the movie, is the only instance where I prefer the movie to the book. And I've read I've read all the King novels and seen all the movies, and it's not easy to say. But and nothing against King's book. I just, for whatever reason, it just translates better on screen. And it's hard to say why. But, I've read the book, and I've seen the original many, many times. And I even saw the other one, which wasn't bad, the made-for-TV one. Because, they already remade it once before.
Yeah.
No one talks about it.
I think that one is on Netflix. And every time I see it, I think it's the original. But... And then I look at the summary and it says it came out in like 2002 or something like that. Is that when they did it?
Yeah, let me think about this.
I don't know.
I don't think that quite that early. I could be wrong. It might have been 2002. Might have been. But it stars what's her name? Angela Bettis. So
who's that?
Have you ever you don't know who she is? Have you seen May?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So the main girl in that, she plays Carrie?
Yeah, and that director always uses her. Lucky McGee.
He do the Carrie remake?
No, he didn't do the Carrie remake.
Oh, okay.
Everything he's done, she has been in it. May was his first movie, and The Woods was his second movie, I believe. And she wasn't in it physically, but she was the voice of The Woods. And then she did he did one of the episodes of Masters of Horror. It was called Sick Girl. Did you see that one?
I did not. I think the only movie of his I've seen is May.
Oh, you should see that one. Sick Girl's good because it has Angela Bettis in it, and it has what's her name in it, Misty Monday. You know who that girl is?
That sounds like a porn name. But...
Well, she is kind of a porn. She's one of those horror girls that's like half horror and half like softcore porn girl. Like There's a couple like that. Yeah, and she's hot and she looks young. And
what's her name? Misty Mundane.
Monday, Munday.
Oh, Monday.
But she goes by a different name while she's in that episode of Masters of Horror.
Oh, okay.
And then but it's a good one. Most of the Masters of Horror was pretty good, I thought. And
I only watched the John Carpenter one of that.
Oh, Cigarette Burns. Did you like it?
Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
You should watch them all. Just about every one of them. They were on Netflix Instant for a long, long time. I don't know if they still are, but if not, you can catch most of them on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
I recommend it if you have time, because if you got an hour to kill someday or whatever, they're an hour long, and I'd say 80% of them are definitely worthwhile. And there's 2 Argentos on there. You got to watch those ones. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Did he do Pelts? Is that his?
Pelts? Yep.
Yeah.
And he did Jennifer, and I liked them both. So of course, fucking Argento, I like them both, but they were good. They really were. I bet if you watch them, you see, yeah, they were good.
The most recent Argento flick I've tried to watch was The Card Player, and I know that came out, a good 10 plus years ago now, probably.
No. The Card Player? No, it's only like 5.
Is that right? Well, I shut it off. I watched about 30 minutes of it, and I was like, nah, I'm not feeling it, because that was the most modern Argento movie I've seen, and I really like his classic stuff, and so I just, I couldn't get into it. I had to shut it off. I was in the mood for, you know what a lot of it is, unfortunately, and this feels stupid. I feel stupid for saying this, but it's the film format. You know what I mean? Like he shot on digital, or the grade of film. I don't know the real technical shit on that, but when you see a film from the 70s compared to even a theatrical release today, the film grade is different, and there's just something that I connect with the film grade and like Argento and some of those other classic filmmakers with that style of film, and so it just didn't gel with me in my brain, maybe, and that's I don't know.
And the Card Player had a little bit of a direct-to-video look to it.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I know what you're saying. Right. You're right. I still liked it. It was still a good story. It was a thriller with horror elements in it, and I was into the plot, so I was okay with it. I still liked it.
I feel stupid for faulting a movie like that, because that's the most ridiculous reason to do so. It's like, who gives a shit? It's all about the story, the characters, and all that. But and maybe that's not even why. That's just what I came up with right this second. Who knows why I turned it off, really.
But I hear you though, because I was a little bit, a little bit turned off by that myself. But just because it was Argento, I wasn't going to let it, mess up my mentality. I said, I'm going to watch the movie, and like I said, nothing great, but I liked it. Maybe you'll try it again. Who knows? But how about The Woman? Did you see The Woman?
No, I know what you're talking about. That's that. What's his name?
That's another one with Lucky McGee's the director.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
And Angela Bettis isn't the lead. Well, I guess you could say she was the lead. She was the mother. She wasn't the woman herself. But
and that's based on a novel too.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I think his name is Ketchum.
You're right. It is a Jack Ketchum.
Yeah.
You're right. My bad. Yes, it is a Jack Ketchum. And that movie, watch it. That's on Instant right now.
Oh, okay.
I say watch it. It's a good story. It gets really gory like the last 15 minutes, but it's a little bit, it's kind of topical. It's interesting. It's some people might feel some of it's a little bit of a difficult watch, but it.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's a good payoff. Well, not guys like you and I, but just the casual fan, I guess.
I got you.
But I think you'd like it. I recommend it. But there was another one, a Lucky McGee's movie, and Angela Bettis was in that. But anyway, all that started because we started talking about Carrie. But speaking of Carrie, you see they're remaking The Stand?
What? Get out of here.
Speaking of Stephen King, I should say. Pardon me.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know why? This is the fucked up shit about The Stand. You're going to laugh at this. You know who the original director who was penned to direct The Stand was? I'll give you a hint. The reason he's not doing it, I don't know if it's the reason, but he's a guy that just got a major part where he's replacing somebody else in a different movie where everybody's making a big fucking deal about it. He just an actor.
Ben Affleck?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Correct. Yes.
Wait a minute. He was going to direct The Stand?
Yes. He was going to direct The Stand movie because The Stand was just a miniseries before.
Right.
Yes. And Ben was slated to fucking direct The Stand. and it's not
Dude.
happening now. Right, I know.
I would have loved, dude. I'm sorry, but say what you will about Ben Affleck, but the past 5 years, like he made The Town, he made the Argo, and those aren't horror movies, but those are great fucking movies.
So I've heard. Haven't heard them.
Yeah, they're both excellent movies, and so. And yeah, let's talk about that for a second. Like the internet fucking exploded.
Holy fuck.
For fucking it's still going crazy. It's like,
right?
And I think it's, take it, whatever. Who cares? I think it's a okay decision for him to play Batman. Big fucking deal. It's like, this kind of shit makes me hate the internet.
Right.
It's like, I long for days where a movie would come out and you had no idea about it. Now we know every step of production for every major movie.
Yeah.
And it's like, why are we judging something? It hasn't even been this shit is not even written yet, probably. And we're judging it already. Oh, Ben Affleck, fuck this guy. He was in, fucking Mallrats. This guy's an asshole,
Right.
Whatever. I mean,
listen, you took the words right out of my mouth. There's three words, 3 letters. BFD. Big fucking deal. Really. Honestly, do you really think that Patrick Bateman, well, whatever the fuck his name, he's always going to be Patrick Bateman to me because I fucking love American Psycho. But who's the guy that played Batman? Whatever.
Oh, John Connor.
Bale. Christian Bale? John Connor.
Yeah, John Connor. Yeah.
Yeah, him, yes. Christian Bale, okay? Do you honestly think he was that great in that role with that voice and
No.
whatever? Was it
No.
really a fucking... I mean, honestly, right? No. Nothing special. He's always going to be Patrick Bateman to me. It's just... It's all I can see when he's talking. Even when he uses that Batman voice, I'm thinking about Patrick Bateman because I've seen that movie fucking way too many times.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's just Batman. Look how many actors played Batman the first time around.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, can you imagine if, what's his name? Michael Keaton was... Yeah, I mean, if the internet was around when he, got cast as Batman, that shit would have fucking... people would have murdered him. But people like those movies.
He left it, though. He did the first 2 movies and he left. I think it would have been a bigger deal that they got used to Keaton being Batman for the first 2 movies. And the third one comes around and whoever the hell played it. Who was it? Clooney or Kilmer or somebody?
Val Kilmer and then Clooney, yeah.
Okay. I think it's more, it's closer to that. Like, because he did whatever. He did 3 movies as Batman. And Keaton did 2 movies as Batman. People got used to it. Oh, my God, Val Kilmer. It would have been the same thing. He's Jim Morrison.
Exactly.
He's Jim Morrison. What's he doing playing fucking... Right? How could Jim Morrison be Batman? This is ridiculous.
Now that's what I want to see. We need character mashups in movies. It's like Jim Morrison is a real guy and he's an actor now and he's playing Batman in a movie. They should just make that movie. Why doesn't somebody make that? That would be hilarious.
Yes. It should be like an SNL skit, don't you think?
Yeah, except stretch it out to an entire movie and play it serious. The whole time he's talking about eating peyote to fucking Alfred and shit.
I believe in a long derangement of the senses.
Oh, God.
To defeat the Joker. Fucking whatever. I mean, how about the Joker thing? I mean, nobody batted a fucking eye. Why? Because the guy got whacked. Well, whatever. Because the guy passed away. Whatever the hell his name was. Asshole that I am, I can't remember. Heath Ledger.
The guy from 10 Things I Hate About You? Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay, fucking The Knight's Tale.
Heath Ledger, yeah, that's right.
Right? Okay. So Heath Ledger comes in and, nobody says a word. Jack Nicholson, it was almost an iconic role.
See, I think people... I think when he was first cast, it was like, I think people were saying that I don't know if he can do this.
Who, Ledger?
Yeah.
Right, but then when he passed away, everybody was all for it all of a sudden.
Yeah.
It's fickle-minded shit, And then he came in, and it was good, but people wasn't he up for awards and everything else, and everybody rant and rave. And I'm not knocking his performance. To me, Nicholson is the Joker. That's to me. That's what I grew up with, and I'm a Nicholson fan.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger was fine. And he did make the movie. He made it enjoyable, and I liked it.
Oh definitely made the movie.
Yes, yeah. He did kind of remind me of Dr. Detroit though, the way he talked.
Dr. Detroit, the Dan Aykroyd movie.
Yes, go back and watch Dr. Detroit. It might be on instant, so you can watch it quickly. Go watch Dr. Detroit, and you can't tell me that fucking Heath Ledger did not base his performance off of Dan Aykroyd and Dr. Detroit. That's the first thing I thought of when I saw it.
That's like Johnny Depp basing his Captain Jack Sparrow off of fucking the Rolling Stones guitarist, whatever his name is.
Oh, right, exactly. Correct, right. Fucking Keith Richards.
Yeah, Keith Richards, yeah.
But there's some truth to that, don't you think? It is pretty familiar.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I Dr. Detroit, what is that movie
nobody
even about?
Knows. Oh, Dr. Detroit, it's a pretty good movie from the 80s.
Really?
It's a pretty good comedy.
I never watched that.
Really? I've watched it several times, actually. It was one of my favorites when I was young. Yeah, check it out, man. Believe me, it's an underrated 80s comedy. It's Dan Aykroyd. I mean, when he was still funny, you know?
Yeah. Have you seen Nothing But Trouble with Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd and John Candy? Oh, boy.
Yeah, well, that was the beginning of the end.
Yeah. Oh, brother. Even Digital Underground couldn't save that movie.
That was the fucking all around the world, same song.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. That's when Tupac was fucking still dancing for him, as a matter of
no shit. Oh, brother.
Holy fuck. Oh, that's funny, man.
That's where they got that hologram of him, is from that video. For the fucking Nothing But Trouble.
Oh, fuck. Are you serious?
You know, the only real thing, I remember a few things about that movie, but the okay, yeah, let's talk about Nothing But Trouble. The fucking the last shot of that movie is an outline in a wall of Chevy Chase's character from when he ran through the wall, like fucking cartoon, like Bugs Bunny style. There's an outline of his fucking body. Like, what the fuck?
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's
just
awesome.
Yeah. Find a copy of it just to or fucking look it up just to watch that clip. It's the outline of his body. It's like the final shot of the movie.
That's fucking great. Wow. I gotta watch. I never watched it when it came out. I guess even as a child, I knew it was gonna be shitball.
But it's not good. Yeah, it's not good.
The makeup looked really good. It wasn't that the movie where they all, I believe Dan Aykroyd, maybe all of them, didn't they play like different roles? And they
John Candy played 2 roles. He played a chick and he played the cop. Dan Aykroyd played, I think 2, maybe even 3 roles in that. Definitely 2.
So the makeup was good. I mean, we were talking 1980s, and they're using foam latex and they're using makeup.
Oh yeah,
You know.
But I mean, at the same time, it was like nothing made sense. And I mean, that movie probably cost a ton because not only that, the makeup, but like I remember the dining room scene, and it was set up like Pee Wee Herman's kitchen in Pee Wee's Big Adventure. Everything was like a contraption that came up, and fucking this, a train was running around and delivering sausages and all that. It was like a huge ordeal. So it probably cost a lot of money. A lot of the big sets in that movie. Yeah,
and they had those 3 guys in it who at the time were pretty major in the comedy world.
Yeah, at the time.
Well, sure, yeah.
It's a shame.
Yeah, well, it was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
They were heavy hitters, though. I mean,
absolutely.
Who was it? Chase,
Candy, Dan Aykroyd. Now Dan Aykroyd is like a fucking UFO activist or some shit.
And he tries to be fucking, what do you call it? Down with he's still trying to do the Blues Brothers thing and get involved in like freaking House of Blues and shit like that.
Oh yeah, him and John Goodman.
John Goodman, aren't they wrapped up in that whole scene?
Oh brother, yeah.
Right. It's funny.
Talk about a sequel that shouldn't get made. Holy fuck, the Blues Brothers 2000. I've never seen that. And I know you're a fan of Blues Brothers.
Yes, I am.
I refuse. You can't pay me to watch the sequel.
I agree. No, you can't take fucking someone. You can't take Elwood Blues and take another guy and have it not be Jake Blues, John Belushi. It's fucking iconic. I said, let's put John Goodman in there. And I like John Goodman, don't get me wrong. But not in that role, in that situation.
Yeah. He was playing a different character, though, right?
Yeah, I know. I think he was. I think he was playing another brother or a cousin or whatever.
Oh, sure.
But
that's like City Slickers 2, The Legend of Curly's Gold. Oh, I'm Curly's twin brother. Here's a treasure map. Sequel money,
right?
You know, like,
It's like fucking Hatchet, how that guy plays the role in the first two movies.
Now that is kind of funny. Yeah.
Is it the same thing though, where a guy actually plays? I didn't see.
Yeah, Jack Palance plays his twin brother. Yeah.
Okay, so it's just like Hatchet basically kind of did the same thing with Hatchet 1 and 2.
Yeah, exactly. That's Hatchet 2, The Legend of fucking.
What was his name, right? The Legend of fucking whatever. I forget the kid's name.
Oh my god!
Damn it! I should be on point.
The Legend of Kane Hodder's fucking.
The Legend of Victor Crowley's fucking whatever. But there you go. He did the same thing. So another Adam Green, I'll tell you, he did a lot of lifting for the Hatchet series. I'm not dissing him, but it's funny, you know.
Oh, you know what? I mean, with each sequel, I felt like it got worse and worse.
Agreed. Thank you. Holy fuck! I thought I was the only guy. I watched Hatchet 3 finally.
Yeah,
and I didn't get the big deal.
No,
I liked
mean,
it. Is equal. I shouldn't say worse. It was equal to Part 2 for one reason only. Part 3 didn't have all that ridiculous comedy that Part 2 had. It was a little more serious, but I just didn't feel anything as I was watching it. I never really got into the story. It was okay, but you know, one was one and it got worse. Right? Okay. Everyone else seemed to like it a lot.
I need to watch it again. I mean, I literally just bought the Blu-ray, so I'm gonna watch it again. But yeah, it just didn't connect with me. I thought the first one, it took me a little bit to warm up to the first one. I watched it once and I was like, that's okay. But the second and third time I watched it, I'm like, this is the shit, because I got the tone of it and everything, and yeah, I thought the characters were great. You know, they never got the characters back as good as they had them in the first one, I don't think.
Right. Number 2 was too much of a clusterfuck. There was way too many characters, and it was a half action movie, half comedy, half horror. But the comedy was overboard and ridiculous, and you know, some of it even uncomfortable. And then 3, you know, wasn't as comical, but I don't know. Like you said, I just didn't get into it, and I can't put my finger on why. But
I do enjoy though how there is, it's like truly a 3-movie arc. You know,
right.
It's like he already had the ideas for these movies in his head, and so they kind of set him up that way. Yes, each movie is, you know, somewhat satisfying in its own realm, but to piece them all together, they all make sense. They connect really well, I think, story-wise. You know what I mean? And
do, right.
You know, and how each one, you know, kind of unveils a little bit more about, you know, the Victor Crowley guy and stuff like that. But I tell you what I did like about Hatchet 3 was the cop from what's his name? The guy who's in Gremlins. I thought that dude was great in Hatchet 3. It was cool to see him acting again. I don't know what the fuck he's done besides Gremlins shit.
I hear ya. I do like those callbacks. I like that. Right. And I like when Rob Zombie does it too. And they put actors in movies to fill those roles, and they are cool to see. I hear you, and that was good. But I'll tell you, if there just would have been one movie Hatchet, and that's the end of it, I just think, you know, it would have been better off.
I know, because at the end of Hatchet,
yes,
when you just think that, oh, she's dead.
Right,
you know?
it's cool. Yes,
the fact that she lives, I was like, she should have fucking died.
Yes,
at the end
agreed.
I mean, you know, I'm sorry. They shouldn't have. They should have just killed her. Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense to keep a heroine throughout the series, but I mean, really, she doesn't do anything in Hatchet 3. Literally nothing.
No,
absolutely
she doesn't.
Nothing.
I hear you. Nothing. You're right.
So I mean, what does she do in 2? She really gets the whole story in motion for Part 2, but.
Oh yeah, she's integral to the plot.
Yeah,
completely.
But Part 1 would have been way more satisfying if it just ended. She's dead. That's it.
Yeah, you can say that about many horror franchises, but and that's just another one, and they go on and on. But I do hear you about the 3 stories and how he had it from the beginning, and that is kind of cool. But you know, one is one, and the other one's just, you know, just weren't the same.
Now, do you think somebody will go out and make a Hatchet 4? I mean, I'm pretty sure Adam Green's not going to do it, but do you think somebody like the studio who possibly owns the franchise somehow or the rights or whatever, I don't know how that shit works, but somebody just to try to make more money off of it will take it and make a Hatchet 4?
I fucking hope not, because
what? That will really kill it.
Has it ever worked? Has it ever? Can you think of a situation where, there's been 2 movies, and then someone else, even if there's been 1 movie, like Cabin Fever with Eli Roth. Cabin Fever 2, I thought fucking sucked.
I thought Hostel 3 was okay.
Did you? It was okay, but it wasn't even close in the same fucking.
Yeah,
vein.
but it wasn't really a shit fest. I thought it had a lot of good elements to it, and they did something different, and I thought it was enjoyable. It was way better than I thought it was. I thought it was going to be terrible, and I was like, wow, that was actually okay.
Conceptually, it was okay. I mean, it was weird putting it in Vegas and bringing it, away from being overseas and then having it come here. But the game, it was a good idea. It was okay. It wasn't at all like the first 2.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. It's definitely totally different. But I'm glad they did that, because I think if they tried to, go back to the same setting again, I mean, he made it work for the part 2, but if they try to do that again,
right?
I don't think that would have worked at all. I think moving it to where they did was the right choice.
Yeah, I can see that. You don't want to see the same old. I know.
Right.
It was okay, but it just doesn't work for me, just in general, when they do that. And the Cabin Fever thing, the Descent, and they had the Descent 2. I couldn't even fucking watch the Descent 2. And I tried.
I was
horrible.
And I was kind of upset about that. And
Yeah.
They got back 2 of the main actors too.
Yeah, I know.
Was it the same filmmaker as well? I don't know.
No, it wasn't. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I thought. Okay.
It was Neil Marshall did the first one. He's
right.
a good director. And then, anyone that's done anything significant or known that makes a movie and then someone else comes in and fills the shoes, it just never works out. And there's probably more examples, but for whatever reason, those are the first 2 I thought of. But I don't know.
Well, you're a big fan of the Saw franchise, and
right.
I mean that changed hands as it went through, right?
This is true. You're right, and they are hit or miss.
But I
am a fan of the series in general. Yeah, there's more hits than misses. I've said that
I think
before.
that was all within the same production company. It had a lot of the same similar people working on it. But I guess maybe the director and writers kind of changed. But they were always, it was still people, who had worked on it before.
Yeah.
It wasn't something that totally got uprooted and went somewhere else. I mean, it was always Lionsgate, right? Lionsgate making those movies, I think.
Right. Yes, it was. Correct.
Yeah.
But even from 1 to 2 in Saw, 2 was a big disappointment to me. 2 was definitely a failure right off the bat.
Yeah, I agree. I think 3 is definitely a high point.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, 1 and 3 are the 2 best to me, and but 2, right off, what I'm saying, 1 was so successful, then they go with 2 and,
Yeah,
but
I mean,
it happens.
Yeah.
You change directors and write, especially when a guy writes and directs. Fucking watch out. You go with a sequel, and I wish I had it on paper in front of me, but there's so many examples I think of, someone trying to come in and take over for something and just never the same.
Yeah, can you imagine if Evil Dead 2 was just made by, just anybody?
Right?
Yeah, wouldn't have worked. Yeah. No way.
You're right. Yeah, it wouldn't have worked one bit.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. But speaking of that, fucking sequels and them taking a turn, REC4 is coming on. I read it last night. And Rec, whatever you want to call it. But I'm a big, big fan of the first 2. Did you see them?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Did you see 3?
I did see 3, and I watched it in it took me a few nights to get through it, because I watched the first 30 minutes and then it changes formats, after 30 minutes, and then it's like, I'm like, okay. I'm like, I kind of get why they're doing this, but at the same time, it was just so jarring, that was like, I kind of want to not watch this anymore. And I
But
had to go back to it the next night and finish it.
but not even just that. That wasn't the only difference. It took a different tone. They put comedy into it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it
And
was
there was
not
no comedy
scary.
in the first
Yeah.
two. The first two were fucking very good movies. The
And-
first one, tremendous.
And intense, yeah.
Yes, intense. Dare I say scary? I mean, they were great, and they were refreshing. They came out of Mexico, and who saw that coming? And these movies were dropped, and two picked up right where one left off, and they were great. And three came out in an instant, and I watched it when it first came on there, and I was, what the fuck? And now four's coming out, and I don't know what's gonna happen, but
Yeah, is it going to pick up after 2 or...
After 2, what about 3?
Well, 3 was a prequel.
What?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Maybe I forgot because I got so disillusioned as it went.
Yeah, it's called, isn't it called Genesis?
It is called Genesis. So
Yeah.
I guess I could see that.
Mm-hmm. And it even there is a connection in there too with
I just forgot.
a character from 3 who goes into 1 or something like that. But yeah, it's a prequel, and so yeah, it's like where I guess they can go wherever they want. You can write fucking anything. It could be a fucking it could be set on Mars for all we know. Who knows?
Right. That's
Jesus.
true. Ghost of Mars. Right.
Ghost Rec 3, John Carpenter's Ghost on Mars. Yes.
Starring fucking
Jackie Brown. And the Transporter and Ice Cube.
I was gonna come up with a modern day Ice Cube. Who was the guy that was in Trey Songz? How's that?
Trey Songz.
Yes, coming off his success of Texas Chainsaw 3D.
Ghost on Mars 2, starring Nick Cannon and Mariah Carey. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Hey, well, there you go. Why not? What was I gonna say to you about that? Oh, fuck, rewind. Ghost of Mars, Trace. Oh, did you watch Texas Chainsaw 3D again? Since we've talked about since we had our Unholy Trinity show.
No, and
Okay.
and I probably won't watch it
you're just
again
gonna
because
keep it up there. You're gonna keep it on a high level and just say, okay.
yeah, because I know that's a movie that will go down the more you watch it because there's so many problems with. I mean, once Leatherface comes out and then it's a slasher movie for like 30 minutes, it's great. But
Right.
as soon as
Cop Station. Always
yeah,
with the Cop
it
Station.
kills it. Yeah, everything after that done. Yeah, fuck the rest of the movie. And but the slasher stuff, to me, and I love the Texas Chainsaw series, but that like 30 minutes of the chase and stuff was like the best chase in those movies. I think that maybe not. Maybe I'm stretching it a little bit.
Let me go back. Which chase you talking about? Before she gets to the carnival or at the end?
Yeah, before the carnival stuff.
Yeah,
Whenever
that was not bad. Right. Okay.
And I think the only reason is because it's a Leatherface movie. Finally, I was never, when it's the ensemble of the family and stuff. Everybody's got their own little, niche to work out and what they do in the family. Like Leatherface is the mom figure who
Right.
does all the cooking, and you got the the dad and the brother. When it's just Leatherface and a chainsaw, yes, because that's what you want, and you
Agreed.
got all these other characters that have to get their fucking bits in. It's like, just give me one guy with a weapon chasing after a girl. That's it.
You're right. I never thought of it from that perspective.
That's
That is
why.
cool.
That's the only reason that movie works even remotely, because there's so much fucking terrible shit in that movie, but it works because it got rid of the fucking family. It's like, fuck the family. Here's the guy you want to see. That's it. It's the guy that's on every cover of every one of these movies. He's the guy who wields the chainsaw. It's called Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Right. That's true, and that's why I liked the beginning, the prequel, because that was the one that focused more on Leatherface
Uh-huh.
than the others, than fucking 2 and 3 and that god awful Next Generation, and the remake. The remake was all, and I love him I love him in the beginning, and I like him in general. But it was like fucking 75% Arlie Ermey. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. The remake was all him. Yeah.
Yes, it was, and I like him. See, I don't want to shit on him because it's not his fault, but he was much better utilized in the next movie, where it was half of him and half of Leatherface. It worked well to me. That's just I think I'm in the minority that I'm a big fan of the beginning. Not a big fan, but I like the beginning, and I'm really not a fan of the remake.
I like it now. When I first watched it, I didn't like it at all, and I think I might have even turned it off. But
wow.
Yeah, but I've heard people talk about it, and they're like, dude, it's got what drew me back in was the gore of it. It's
right.
Like, no, it's got the best gore of any Chainsaw movie, and I'd probably agree with that. It's got the best kills and best gore.
Yeah, it's good. It has a good ass ending. Okay, I love the way.
Oh yeah. It makes no sense, but still badass.
What doesn't make sense?
Oh, she runs. She gets into the fucking car. This guy is 6 foot tall, 300 pounds. She's panicking. She's not thinking straight, sure, but. And then, it's badass to all of a sudden just rev up and then fucking slice her in half.
Yeah, it was
and then she crashes into the fucking cops. That shit is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yes. But I see what you're saying. Just the fact that he was in the car that quick.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, that's I guess you kind of got to check that because that was standard slasher stuff.
That was a Jason Takes Manhattan teleportation there. When he's going from every single room on the ship, just instantly. That's what Leatherface, he utilized that in that movie. He went from chasing her from the house, and then he just appeared in the car.
Fuck, don't even. Yeah, he did. This is true, and that does happen. And I didn't even want to talk about Jason Takes Manhattan. How about this? Jason Goes to Hell. Someone said something the other day on Facebook, and it was about Jason Goes to Hell or something. And I don't know how it started. It might have been in the Skeleton Crews page or something or other. I forgot what it was. Maybe you even saw it or liked it or something. But somehow the subject came up about one of the sequels, or Jason Goes to Hell or something. Maybe Halloween. Bottom line is, I thought about it. I was going to put this question up on our page, and I forgot to do it because I don't know how to do polls. So
oh,
I don't know how to do the polls. Maybe you do. I don't know. So I didn't put it on our page.
But I mean, like ask a question? Yeah, I can.
Yeah, and he had the four choices or whatever. I was trying to think which is the worst horror sequel of the big franchises. What's the absolute fucking worst? Is it
Out
Resurrection?
Of all of them?
Is it Resurrection? Is it fucking Texas Chainsaw Next Generation? Is it Friday the 13th? Jason Goes to Hell, or whatever. Take your pick. Which one do you think is the worst? I think it's a good question. Because they're all pretty shitty.
You see, I would put 5 on there and not I can watch Resurrection and have fun with that, but really, 5 is abysmal to me.
I'll give them a tie. 5 and Resurrection are equally horrible.
Yeah.
And but Resurrection did more. It was more than horrible. It actually insulted me and pissed me off as a fan, because I saw it once. I went to the movies to see it, and I loved the way H2O ended. It was a great end of a series, great end of a character. Fucking perfect, really. I mean, you don't get better than a beheading and a little bit of the drama.
It was brilliant.
The scene with the
fucking
sister.
Brilliant.
Yeah, wasn't it? The head rolls, and the credits roll.
Dude,
fucking
okay.
Awesome. Okay? And the way they cheated us at the beginning of Resurrection was just the most insulting fucking thing ever. And then what happened after, having Busta Rhymes there, or Trick or Treat, motherfucker. That's all I retained from that movie. Is that really bad cheat and Busta Rhymes being in the movie.
That's what makes it watchable. It's so fucking stupid.
I said I'll never watch it again, and I saw it the day it came out at the movies, and I have never watched it again. So to me, it's always going to be the biggest fucking turd there is.
Yeah, check this out, though. I think on the H2O commentary, Steve Miner, he talks about when they shot the ending, and Michael wakes up. He's pinned between the van and the tree or whatever it is, and I noticed it this time. I didn't before, but he wakes up and he puts his hands on his head, and he kind of like looks around, and it's kind of like he's kind of got like a what's going on thing. They filmed that with intent to do the sequel.
What
straight up? Steve Miner says it. I don't know if he wanted to do it, and I think maybe they shot it like 2 different ways. But when you go back and watch it, when he wakes up, he puts his hands on his head like, why am I wearing a mask? And then like kind of looks around like that's like it can be played both ways. But if you watch it knowing that it's really not him going into the fucking bullshit sequel, that's how they filmed it. Yeah, I couldn't believe that.
That doesn't help it at all. That makes
it doesn't.
Anything, it makes me dislike H2O more now.
Exactly, I know.
Right,
yeah.
And I didn't dislike it before, but now I'm looking at, and they did the same thing in part 4 with the fucking. Eventually, pardon me, in part 5, how it led to 6 when they had the masked man, or not, what the fuck, the man in black, that whole situation, how it led to the Thorn in the next movie, how they were playing up on it. And it's the same, that fucking, you talk about the Nightmare series. That series, I don't know, man, there's some pretty poor shit going on in there.
Great,
and that.
Oh, yeah, it's terrible. Great character, terrible sequels. I mean, really,
right?
Straight up.
And I was going to say it before. I'm sorry, go ahead. Because it's off subject.
No. Go ahead. I don't even know what I was going to say.
Well, it popped in my head before, but this is a common thing I've noticed in horror movies. Every time you take a movie to the police station, it fucking shits the bed. Oh. It happened. Am I right? It happened in Jeepers Creepers. That movie was great until they got to that fucking police station.
Wow, yeah, you're right.
It happened in fucking Texas Chainsaw 3D. It happened in that Halloween movie. Well, I shouldn't say it didn't happen in Halloween 5, but this leaves a bad taste in my mouth. But there's other, anytime a movie goes to a cop station and then it proceeds from there, the movie always loses steam.
Wow. Yeah,
right?
You're absolutely right, dude. I'm trying to think of other examples, but nothing's coming to mind. But
it does happen, but it's a flop. You bring a movie to a horror movie, as soon as you set foot into a cop shop, that's it. Fucking movie fucking takes a shit.
Okay, so what about Maniac Cop? Is that fucking killed from the get-go?
I still haven't seen them. Remember, we discussed it on the fucking,
that's right.
On the Uncle Sam show. Yes, I'm yet to see the William Lustig directed Maniac Cop series. Yes, but I should.
That movie's screwed. You started in a goddamn police station.
Maybe it gets better as it goes on. Maybe after they get out of the police station, it gets better from there. Yes?
I've only seen the first Maniac Cop, but I really liked it. It's got some good charm.
I'll have to check it out. I'll see what I can do with it.
Yeah, that Police Academy horror sequel they did was just, oh, brother. Bobcat Goldthwait, killing motherfuckers. And
oh, they should have turned it into that. There was so many Police Academy sequels. They may as well have fucking just gone horror with it after like part 4 or 5.
What? Why don't we get more? Well, I know why. It's money. But I was gonna say, yeah, why don't we get like fucking risks like that being taken? I mean, just take the same characters, put them in a fucking different movie. It's like
the one.
I guess that wouldn't work. Yeah.
Like the one they did it with those guys, Hot Fuzz and fucking Shaun of the Dead, and this thing. It's the same characters in different type of movies.
Well, it's not literally the same characters, but it's the same actors, and they kind of play it similar. There's certain character types that are similar. It's written the same, but yeah, no, they're definitely like brother and sister, and I guess brother again movies.
Okay, but you could they could have gotten away with it. They could have just named him Sean all 3 movies.
Yeah. Oh,
right?
Yeah, they could. Oh, dude,
go.
that's a great idea. Okay, so if they made Shaun of the Dead, and they're like, okay, we want to make other movies, but we don't want to do a horror movie. They take Sean, and then all of a sudden they put him in an action movie.
Right.
That would have been fucking awesome. Holy shit.
Right? I'm telling you, we're destined to fucking. We've come together. BananaLaser is a fucking.
BananaLaser Studios brings you Shaun of the Dead 2. Fucking Bad Boys 2 or something,
the fucking start. It's between Shaun of the Dead 2 and our other project, Arbor Day, which has to be
Arbor Day.
You
Point
know?
Break. Shaun of the Dead 2. He's back, and he's an ex-president.
I'm telling you, BananaLaser is a springboard. Eventually, 10 years from now, you and I are going to be fucking famous directors. We're going to have fucking movies out there, the whole nine. I can write, you can fucking produce, and good. I'm telling you. I think we can both act. We'll be all right.
Act. Yeah, everybody's heard our bits. Yeah, we could definitely act. Oh, my God.
There you go. At least we
Oh,
have a
these
fucking
guys sound
portfolio.
so natural when Crazy Ralph came out from the closet.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Hey.
like it's really happening. Yeah. They're so
What?
natural.
This is baby stages, you know? We're only,
Yeah.
whatever, 6, 7, whatever the
Yeah,
fuck
that-
show's in.
Yeah, that was our training wheels right there.
Yeah, that's all. Think about it. I've heard a lot of horror podcasts, and well, I'm not saying nothing. Everything's good. We're okay. The show's good. Every show is good. You know? Salute. You know? Let's hope for fucking
Every
success.
show's good.
Success for us all, please. You know?
Oh, brother.
Oh,
All right.
shit.
Well, I think, I think we've babbled on long enough. We should get out of here, and we'll be back with our review of You're Next.
Stay tuned. More of Scooby-Doo. Where are you? Coming right up.
All right, lasers, we are back, and we are going to be discussing a movie that just came out called You're Next, and the tagline is, "Did you remember to lock the front door?" Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, exactly.
I never believe the taglines because they're so fucking written.
That's what I should do is just start making them up, and then
Yeah,
then
we
see
should have
it,
our own.
and
Right.
see if you figure it out. But yeah, this movie just came out. There's a lot of buzz behind this movie because it actually was made like 2 years ago.
I noticed
And-
that. Yeah, what's up with that? I didn't know till tonight. After I got out, I was thinking about the actors. I went on IMDb, and it said 2011. I'm like, what
Yeah.
the fuck's this?
That's because, and I've been anticipating this movie, for 2 years, and that's a big buildup. But anyways,
Shit.
it's kind of like anticipating Return of the Jedi after Empire Strikes Back. But yeah, so it's an independent movie, and when you're an independent movie, it takes so much money to distribute a movie nationwide, and that's what the big studios help to do. And these guys didn't do that, so then they moved it around to festivals and stuff like that to try and sell the movie essentially. And if I think it was Lionsgate. I don't know who bought this movie, but
It is
somebody.
Lionsgate, yes,
okay,
I
they
noticed
bought
that.
it, and then
Yep.
and then they distributed it, and rightfully so because, well, let's just say we're gonna have an open discussion about this movie. It is brand new to theaters, and so we will talk spoilers. So if you haven't seen it and don't want to get spoiled, because there is some spoiler-y kind of stuff that we could talk about, I would say do not listen any further. Zip up your banana and put it back in your pants.
Right. Yeah. Fucking
Yeah,
rap
so-
that rascal. Right.
Yeah, a lot of buzz behind this movie, and I'm gonna. I don't know where to start. I mean, because I don't know how to talk about this movie and not say that I liked it or disliked it. So I'm just gonna say right up front, I really enjoyed this movie. It was one of the most pleasurable experiences I've had at the movie theaters this year, and there's been tons of great shit that came out this year.
Yeah. True.
And I even sat next to a couple who was fucking talking back to the screen the whole time, and that didn't even throw me off.
No shit.
Because I was agreeing with everything they were saying. They're like, oh yeah, hit him again. Hit him. Why aren't you hitting him? I mean, normally that
Right.
shit drives me up the wall, but for
Right.
some reason, with this whole experience and this movie, it just all fell into place, and I just had a great time.
Nice. Gotta
Yeah.
love that. Gotta love fucking having a great time at the movies.
Yeah. So this, if in case you guys, well, I said spoilers, but in case you don't know, the premise of this movie, it's about a family who goes to an out-of-way, second home, so to speak, and to celebrate their parents' wedding anniversary, their 35th wedding anniversary. And it's a big family, a bunch of siblings and boyfriends and wives and stuff like that. And then during dinner, their house comes under attack by masked assailants, essentially. Right. And that's essentially the movie. There's not a lot more to it than that.
No, it's pretty basic. It's home invasion. We've seen it before.
Yeah, home invasion.
It's think about the strangers, but instead of having 2 people, you have 10.
I thought about okay, and I'm glad you brought that up because I thought about the strangers a lot during the first 30 minutes.
Right.
I'm like, okay, is this going to be the strangers? I'm a big fan of the strangers. I love it, but no, this is something much different, and whereas the strangers was all about tension and suspense, and this one, it does have that stuff, but it's also about all the punches that come along with a cool slasher movie. So it has suspense, but it's not just constantly ratcheting it up. There's points where it's relieved, essentially. Like the strangers just keeps climbing and climbing and climbing and climbing and climbing and doesn't stop until the last 10 minutes or whatever.
Yeah, well, they had to. They only had 2 characters in the movie, and the one guy that shows up at the end, and they had nothing else to go with. So it had to be suspenseful in order for it to work. And I also like the strangers. So I hear you, and I like the way it ended, especially. Oh yeah.
So what? Let's just. What did you think about this movie? Let's get it out right in the open.
I enjoyed it. I've come to realize that the home invasion movies, I'm a fan of them, but I'm not as big a fan of them as I am like a regular slasher or other subgenres. And it would really have to be mind blowing to really impress me as saying, oh, what a great movie. You know what I mean? I don't, I had a good time with it, and it is a good movie. I just, for whatever reason, the home invasion movies, I like them. I just don't connect with them as much as I do, other subgenres of horror, I guess you would say. But for a home invasion movie, it's top notch.
Absolutely. Yeah. This movie, to me, it goes to show that you need a big plot, to drive a movie necessarily, especially in the horror genre. All you gotta do is know how to do a certain, you gotta know how to do all the bits well, and that's like we were talking about The Conjuring, that has so many cliches. And this movie does too, but it's all in how it's made, and it's actually well made, and it makes for an enjoyable movie. And,
absolutely,
like let's just there's lots of horror movies these days try to inject humor into the story, and lots of times it doesn't work. It falls flat, all that shit. But there's a lot of funny moments in this movie that seem so natural, and it comes off so funny because I think it's 2 things. It's the characters, and it's the acting of the characters that make it so good. And because, it's a family, and you really get a sense of siblings and sibling rivalry and all that shit, and so there's a lot of comedy that comes out of that, and it's well acted, and there's probably 3, maybe even 4 moments where I laughed out loud.
Absolutely. And, I laughed more than I intended, but it was a different type of laughter. I was laughing. It was something that to me was funny, but it's not funny to everybody. Like, even my wife asked me, she goes, why are you laughing? She asked me. It's just, it's my sense of humor. It's some of the
really?
things
Do you have an
said.
example?
Yeah, like the one part when when it first happened, when the first guy gets whacked, Tariq, whatever the hell, the director, whatever the hell.
Ty West. Yeah.
Ty West, yeah, which I just found out not too long ago. Yeah, which is pretty interesting. So Ty West is playing this part, and he's the boyfriend of the only daughter.
Yeah,
right,
the daughter sibling.
And
Yeah, they have three sons and one daughter.
Well. Right. So it's the daughter's boyfriend, and it's weird those two get whacked first, and they're on the screen the least amount of time. But anyway, Ty West, whatever, Tariq his name is. He stands up because they're arguing, right? The older brother makes a remark because he's kind of a bit of a pompous ass and an ass kisser and daddy's boy.
Oh, I know what you're gonna. He like zones out the window, right?
Well, he zones out the window, but he doesn't. That's not what's funny. It's funny after he gets whacked because the kid gets out there, and Ty West Tariq gets fucking shot in the eye, I believe, with the arrow and goes down, and then the older brother is bickering a little bit with the youngest brother. Drake is the oldest brother. The youngest brother's Felix, and he's bickering with him about something. He says, "Hey, our cell phones don't work." And then the younger brother goes, "Well," he goes, "they could have a cell phone jammer." He goes, he says, essentially, it only costs $30 or something.
Yeah. Why was he going?
Makes a remark about him. He goes, "Leave it to you to fucking be involved in some low life shit like that," or something.
I know. Yeah, that was hilarious. You're right.
Right. See, that's what I'm saying. You found it funny. I found it. I laughed out loud. I venture to say, I don't think half the people in the theater laughed at that.
Oh, I thought that was hilarious.
Yes, yeah. I thought it was hilarious also. It's just my humor that in the middle of all that, they're still bickering. It's just so funny.
Yeah, and the oldest brother, he gets shot with an arrow in the shoulder, and then later he's going through the doorway and he hits it on something.
Yes,
that was fucking hilarious.
Yes, sir. Yes, it was
hilarious. And the reason it's funny because we've seen that shit in so many other movies, but it seems so natural in this movie. Like you really believe that this was a family and that these brothers would be fighting about this, and they'd have all this animosity and shit towards each other. And it's kind of funny because, okay, this movie starts out with, it's all about this family, and they're coming back together and all that stuff. And slowly over the course of the movie, you see that, well, yeah, even though they might have been this loving family, over time, something has happened. And a lot of these siblings don't care about the rest of their family anymore, clearly. So it's kind of interesting to see it, to see all that kind of deteriorate through the course of the movie. I mean, I'm sure it's seeded a long time ago with these brothers and stuff like that, but it's just funny because it starts out one way, it takes that perception, and then it flips it on its head. See,
but you kind of knew it was coming. At least I thought that, because first of all, the very beginning is the couple they get whacked right off the bat. It's a professor and a student. We find out later as the parents.
Yeah, the neighbors. Yeah.
Right, the neighbors. So they get whacked right off the bat, and now they're driving up, and then you see, I want to call them the main couple. It's fucking the Aussie girl, the Australian
the heroine,
girl, Aaron.
Yeah, the heroine.
Yeah, and what's his name? Tristan.
I don't know. The guy with the beard. Yeah.
The guy with the beard. Whatever. Maxim. Well, Crispin. That's his name. I think it's.
Oh yeah, Crispin. Okay, that's
okay.
Right.
So Crispin and
he sounds like a cereal. Jesus.
Crispin Critters.
Yeah, yes. Critters.
So Crispin and Aaron are driving up, and doesn't he make a remark to her that she says something about your family? He tells her that my father retired from whatever the fuck.
Oh yeah, they set it up.
That they came from money, but then he goes, well. She makes some remark, and he goes, well, he says something about my family. He goes, well, you'll see, or something. It was some type of foreshadowing about that there might be a fucking bad apple in the bunch, or they might not all get along as you might expect.
I just thought he was describing how he doesn't get along with his brothers. I thought that was because that's what it seemed like. It's like the three brothers don't really get along, but I didn't really think anything else into it.
No. That was my point. That there was going to be some type of sibling rivalry or some type of thing in the family that you could suspect there might be an argument or drama between the family members after they got there. That's all. And sure enough, it played out that way.
Now, what I did think would come into play is she asked him on the way there, she's like, so your family has a lot of money, essentially, and they start talking about money. And I was like, okay, that's the motive for whoever these guys are. At the time I didn't know, but I'm like, okay, money is going to be the motive for these guys. I mean, having watched the trailers and stuff like that, I didn't think there was going to be a motive. I thought it was going to be like The Strangers, where it's just going to be like, hey, let's kill these people. Fuck it. We're crazy.
Right. Exactly. And, they have those fucking crazy masks and all that. It looks menacing.
Great look.
Yes, look. Oh yeah, definitely. Pretty basic, but a great look, yes.
No, it's the simpler the better, really. My girlfriend, this is the first movie since we've met, and I've dragged her to a lot of movies, and this is the first one where she said, nope, not going to watch it. I'm like, well, babe, it's just like, Jason and Halloween and all. Nope, this could really happen. Don't want to see it. So it's the whole home invasion thing and the masks and stuff like that. She doesn't want to fucking watch that.
Speaking of the trailer, I did not see the trailer, and I have a new rule. I don't watch them anymore. And what I knew about this movie is that I believe it was you told me, but I also heard from other people that at the film festivals and just a word of mouth, that it was a good word of mouth, and that was honestly good enough for me. That the horror fans at the conventions and what have you were seeing it, and it had a favorable response. And that was enough for me to say, you know what, I'm not going to watch the trailer. I'm just going to go into this blind, because it wasn't a big deal, but we talked about it at the Conjuring show. And I don't like the fact that they did the thing with the clap scene. And it was just one little jump scare. But for whatever reason, I've just decided that I'm not watching trailers anymore.
That's good.
I'm going in blind. If I can help it, I'm not going to, put my hand on the Bible or something and say I'm never going to watch a trailer again. I'm going to really make a conscious effort to not watch a trailer.
So you were
even today at the movies when they were doing the Carrie thing, I watched the first, even though I saw it once before, but my memory's shit, so it doesn't matter. But I watched the first half of it, and then I said I don't want to see what they're going to do at the end and everything, so I didn't watch it.
So what? You left the theater, or you closed your eyes?
No, I just put my head down.
Oh, I got you.
That's it. I just said I'm not going to pay attention because I know they're going to show all the good shit of when the shit hits the fan in Carrie and all the stuff goes down.
Oh yeah, they do.
I don't want to see that. Yeah, because that would kind of ruin it.
They show a lot in that trailer.
You see, that's just it. And
so
trying not to watch trailers anymore.
When you were watching your next, you were pretty floored that when one of the killers takes his mask off and it's Ben Affleck. Holy shit.
Fucking Ben Affleck.
I can't believe they cast him in this fucking role. What the fuck?
Yes. That's why he's going to be a great Batman. See?
Yeah, no shit.
He has a mask on. It doesn't matter. He can either play a fucking lamb or he can play Batman. A lamb or a bat.
Yeah, so, let's talk about these killers. I mean, okay, we find out later in the movie that these killers were hired by multiple siblings to kill the parents and the entire family to fucking, get the inheritance money from their parents. Now, but at the same time, these are hired hitmen, but it really seems like that they're kind of playing with the family and stuff like that. It's like, at first they're shooting arrows into the house and they kill at least one person. But it's like, really, if they were hitmen or anything like that, wouldn't they just bust in and just fucking... I mean, couldn't they wipe them all out if they just ran in and just killed them? Don't you think?
Sure.
I mean, granted, it would be a terrible movie.
Right. This is true. Then we have no movie. Right.
Yeah, but I mean, they were menacing with the masks, and I kind of wish that we never even saw them without their masks, and stuff like that. But I thought it was a great look. The weapons they used, the bow and arrow, just the straight knives, no guns or anything like that. I think the villains in this movie really work.
Yeah, they were good, and those masks were You know, even though they were basic, they were menacing. It was a lamb and a fox, and I saw in the credits that it was a tiger.
I couldn't tell honestly, I couldn't tell the difference.
Well, I could tell the fox and the lamb was different, but I thought there was 2 lambs and 1 fox. That's what I thought. You know?
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, there's 3 guys.
Yeah.
But really, whenever one was on screen, I was like, well, I can't tell. I really couldn't tell which one was which. I'm like, they all kind of look the same to me. So they just all kind of blurred together until you started to see more of them. And it was like, okay, that's the guy with the bow and arrow. And, you know, shit like that.
One was the fox, so I just went with that. And he was in the house. He was under the bed with the mother and everything. He was his own thing. And the other ones looked the same to me. You know, that's just what I saw.
So,
they were cool looking. Yeah. It was interesting. The brothers, did you figure it out?
No, I didn't figure it out because I really didn't think that it was going to have, I don't want to call it a twist necessarily, but I guess it kind of is. I mean, I just really didn't assume that this movie is going to have something like that. And at first I was like, I was almost a little disappointed. I was like, oh man, this is going to be, you know, now he's involved. But really, I think it's to the betterment of the movie.
Yeah, they had to add something to it.
Yeah, at first I was like disappointed. I was like, nah, I really didn't want this element. But then the youngest brother who's most involved, and he ends up killing his older brother. That was really interesting. He fucking stabs him like 8 times with random objects. I think.
What the fuck? He put like 6 or 7 screwdrivers in the guy. It was crazy.
I thought that was great.
Why won't you die? You know what the fuck? Yeah.
I loved that because it showed nothing but their face while he was doing it. It went back and forth between the brothers and showing their faces, and one was so intense he was like kind of just shocked that he was killing his brother, and the other one was fucking shocked because, hey, I'm getting killed by my brother, what the fuck? But it wasn't until he was done, and then it like had a wide shot and you saw he had like 7 screwdrivers in his chest. I thought that was cool how they filmed it. Yeah, exactly.
You know. That was cool though. Yes.
But yeah, lots of cool deaths. I mean, the mother gets fucking hacked with a fucking machete or something like that. I think somebody gets whacked with an axe. I mean, they really change it up in this movie, and it doesn't. There's the bow and arrows. The youngest brother gets a blender to his head. That was cool.
That's the one. That's the banana split right there.
Oh yeah, that wins the fucking banana split award of the movie.
That was absolutely fucking badass.
Yeah, and that reminded me a lot of
Last House on the Left.
Exactly.
I knew you were gonna say that. Yeah.
The fucking microwave scene. It's like, next movie is gonna have somebody getting their face in a toaster or something like that. Or George Foreman. It's gonna be a George Foreman grill. Somebody's head is gonna get fucking closed in one.
Holy fuck, that's great.
Yeah.
He's gonna have the fucking imprint on his face, like somebody from the fucking Dick Tracy movie or something. He's gonna sit up and he's gonna have fucking long things in his face, like one of those villains, like the George Foreman. Fucking waffle head,
Speaking of fucking bananas, though, fuck. I mean,
was it banana? I missed it. Oh, peeler.
The banana that you would peel. Oh my god! Absolutely. Holy shit! I mean, it's the dark hair, the like kind of goth look.
The fucking bad girl.
Oh,
she said. And
my god! My
wife even said something to me before she said it. She's like, "Really? They're gonna do it with a dead mother on the bed?" And then she said, "Let's do it here with your dead mother right in the bed." I'm like, "Holy fuck! That's a bad bitch."
I know, and that was so strange because I was kind of, I was like, oh, I kind of want to do that. It's like, if it was any other chick, no, probably not. But it was her, and she was like, no, it's fucking, let's fuck right next to your dead mother. I was like, is he gonna do it?
Exactly. and her body was killer. And when you first see her, she's sitting there with a cigarette outside. You first meet her, she's like, yeah, she's the goth chick, she's average, whatever. But as the movie progressed,
I just thought they were like drug addicts, you know. It's like, oh, they're shady, you know, like drug addicts, the black sheep of the family, and they kind of are, you know, definitely.
Right, they kind of are. It was weird because the father kind of had like his favorite. He had the oldest guy that looked like Mark Wahlberg, whatever his name, Drake, right?
Yeah, that was definitely his favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, and that plays out, and and you could see that he's kissing his father's ass, and then there's that one scene with Crispin outside, and he says something to the older brother. You see Crispin give him a look, the older brother, like.
Oh yeah, they definitely.
It's a little glance. I don't know if anybody noticed it, but I noticed it. Then he left. And then he has a conversation with his father. He goes, so how did that thing go? Well, it didn't work out, so and so. And he goes, well, and he kind of said something like, you know, to the effect of, you know, you're not trying hard enough, son, or something like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a little bit of a letdown. Then there's the girl who's obviously Daddy's little girl. You're not going to say nothing about that.
Yep.
His favorite was the oldest brother, and then Daddy's little girl, who he just fucking sent out as a lamb to the slaughter. There's no way I don't care what the fuck she said in that scene.
Oh, yeah. What the fuck was up? Okay, that was like the second kill. They're all, they're panicking and shit, and she's like, okay, I'll just make a run for it, and they're so, like, why would you no. Let's think of a better plan. You don't even know what is going on. That was ridiculous, but
it was a great payoff.
I mean, you knew something was going to happen.
Yeah.
I thought one of them was going to jump out with like an axe to her head, you know. But having the razor wire, I thought was pretty brilliant because she died. I mean, she died almost instantly, but it was like
Oh, fuck.
You know, it was pretty nuts. Yeah, it
was
very
true to
good.
life. That death and I think the mother too, right? Because they took a little bit of time to die, but they're choking on their own blood. That would happen.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Traumatic. You know what I mean? But the thing is, she was trying to prove herself. Remember, she goes, nobody will listen to me because he said, "Who's the fastest? Let's get the fastest person to run out." And this guy's saying it's me, and the older brother teases him, "No, you're fat." He's like, "I'm not fat. Remember, I'm not fat anymore." That was kind of funny, you know, because he was teasing him earlier because he has like a chubby looking face. Or
yeah.
So that was funny, you know. Even after all that, the guy's got an arrow in his fucking back, and he's still busting his little brother's butt.
Oh yeah, hilarious shit. Loved
it. Right. And then the girl had to prove herself. She's like, nobody will believe me. I'm the fastest I can do. I ran 3 miles in 9 minutes or whatever the fuck she said, you know. So I think the only thing that passes that off is the father was saying, okay, I'm going to put my trust in my little girl. She's obviously upset. Nobody here believes her. I'm going to give her the chance to save the day. That's the only way I can explain that. But if it's me, there's no way in fuck my little girl I'm letting her be the hero.
I wouldn't have let anybody run out the door. You know, it had been 2 minutes. You know, it's like, dude, let's fucking chill out and try and think of something else, or just fucking stay right here. You know, there's somebody out there with a bow and arrow. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
Jesus Christ, stay inside. So, you know, the character that we haven't really talked about is the main heroine, and whatever her name is, but she's
Erin.
like Australian, Erin.
Yeah.
She.
It's great.
Man, is she the fucking one of the most badass heroes you've ever seen? I mean,
yeah, she is.
I figured she was going to be the heroine just from screenshots I've seen and stuff like that, but holy shit, she blew me the fuck away. After she kills the one of the first guys with a fucking mallet, like a kitchen mallet.
Oh,
holy
she fucking
shit! That was that was fucking awesome.
And then you see the young couple, the ones that are actually, you know, in on it,
yeah.
And Z, and they fucking look at each other.
Yeah, and she's like, she takes them at, do you know this guy? You know, or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, that was
and they're
great.
like, no, not anymore, or something.
Yeah,
like
right.
That was, right. and her whole coming out of her shell. You know, the boyfriend had no idea that she was like raised by survivalists and all this stuff. So she has this instinct, you know, to just, you know, take control and start surviving and, you know, building traps and just all these elements and stuff that made for an super exciting movie. And, you know, once it really gets rolling and stuff like that, you just can't wait to see you know, what interaction is going to happen next. And it's kind of funny because there's all this action and so many kills and stuff going on, but really it all takes place within like a fucking 30-foot radius. I mean, really, they go almost nowhere around this place, but it all happens in this almost in the same room. Really, it's like 3 or 4 rooms it all happens in, and it seems like they would spread out a little more, but they really don't.
Yeah, and it's a huge house too.
It is huge, yeah.
Yes, you see shots from the outside, and you actually see a couple times how big it is. But when you're watching the movie, you're only seeing like the one living room, the dining room, the upstairs bedroom where the parents sleep, and the stairs. And you see the quarters where the children stay for like a minute or two that are just they don't mean shit. They're in there for like a minute having their little interactions. But I mean, yeah, there's so much more to the house. Honestly, you would think that they would have done more with it. Being that it's so big, they could have fucking... I can't complain because she was kick-ass and she did everything she had to do. And...
Oh, she was so kick-ass, yeah. I mean, she fucking... Okay, I mean, let's talk about the ending. She fucking... she puts the blender on the fucking youngest brother's head, and then... that is fucking... That is, banana peeling, potassium spilling right there.
Yeah, it was fucking awesome. Yes.
And then what is she fucking takes a screwdriver and just fucking jams it in what's her name, Z's head or something like that, and I was just like, oh my god, that's fucking badass. And then later, after her fucking boyfriend's speech, and she fucking just fucking cuts his throat. That was so brutal. Is that what she does? Cut his throat? That was so brutal. It was fucking awesome. Yeah, I didn't know what she was going to do. I knew she was going to do something, but
I thought she would kill him because I was thinking the 2 options he gave her weren't really going to work, and I was thinking choice number 3, she's got to fucking whack him. So that didn't surprise me too much, And I must say, I did have a feeling that Crispin was in on it. Before I thought about Felix and Z, earlier before he left, because he said something to his girlfriend, to Aaron, and he gave a look, and I forgot what it was, but because of the way the plot was going and how he wasn't really the black sheep, but I would say that the youngest couple would have been, but you don't really get into their characters at all. You see that Z is kind of an asshole and she wasn't very friendly. Right. But Felix was just kind of there. See, there wasn't a whole lot of character with him till the movie progressed, but until the murder started, it seemed like he would, of anything, would have been kind of the black sheep of the family. His brother was teasing him, and his father was giving him a hard time about something. So the thought did occur to me. I was thinking about money, but then I was like, well, then I kind of dismissed it. But then when he went missing for the fucking last half hour of the movie, and my wife's telling me, she's like, he's dead, he's got to be dead. I'm like, no. I said, in a movie like this, either A, he's in on it, he's not dead. You will see him again. Or B, he's the hero at the end. And that's what I said. And I left it at that. But I had a feeling. I'm not going to say that I'm not going to say that I thought Felix and Z were in on it, because I did not until it happened. That took me by total surprise. But Crispin, I thought may have been in on it. And then when you see the phone call at the end, that was fucking brilliant. That was great.
Oh yeah, that worked. When he was gone,
I kept
thinking
too long.
Yeah, it was a really long time, and I just was like, okay, they're not showing him what's going on.
Right.
Something is bound to happen, and this is why I thought of when she builds that trap, Nightmare on Elm Street style, with the fucking axe above the door. The first thing I thought of was he's gonna come through that door and get killed. The boyfriend is gonna be the last guy is gonna come back with help. She's gonna be there, and then she's gonna see him get killed by this trap that she built. I almost got a knot in my stomach because I was like, oh my god, I was just so nervous for her, thinking that she's going to kill her boyfriend, and it ultimately was somebody else, but yeah, that's why I kept
too.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
A good way to finish it.
Oh yeah. Great payoff at the end.
And it was total Nightmare on Elm Street, and that's all I thought of the entire time.
Oh
and
yeah.
It was ridiculous because just like in Nightmare on Elm Street, she did it in like a fucking span of 5 minutes, and this girl did the same thing. It was almost like a nod to it in its ridiculousness. I don't know if it was, but both scenes were cool but ridiculous at the same time.
Except Nancy wasn't raised by survivalists. She just read a fucking book.
This is true.
Yeah,
it's true. Improvised or whatever.
I suddenly know how to set up booby traps. Slick shoes. And another element of this movie that just fucking knocked me on my ass was the music.
Yes, 80s total.
Yeah. Oh, very
right?
synth style music, but not just the soundtrack, but that song that kept playing in their neighbor's house.
Song?
I
know
don't.
what it reminded me of? And my wife laughed at me, so you're probably gonna think it's ridiculous.
Oh,
it sounded
God.
like an 80s song, okay?
Uh-huh.
It sounded to me like a fucking Julian Lennon song, of all things. That's what I kept
really?
thinking of. I kept thinking of Julian Lennon. I know it's not him. I
don't even know what his music sounds like. So.
Well, you know that one song, "Much Too Late for Goodbyes," the only fucking hit the guy had.
Oh, really? Okay.
John Lennon's fucking first son.
Yeah, I knew who he was, but that song, I loved how, I don't know, there's something about that song playing, and I kind of liked the song. And then they would go back to that house periodically, the neighbor's house, and the song would repeat. And just something about the song repeating and the killers walking around, I don't know, it just really clicked with me for some reason. And it just all really worked.
That was
I don't
cool.
know. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. Whereas I think in any other movie I would find it completely annoying. It'd be like, why turn the fucking stereo off? Who cares? But I guess it's all about the editing and the style of it. I think it just worked brilliantly.
It did work, but the only thing is it wouldn't happen because there's no such thing as a CD with one song on it now.
Oh,
even if you buy a CD single, it has 2 or 3 songs on it.
Yeah, and it was saying disc repeat as opposed
it was
to
saying disc repeat,
song repeat. Yeah.
And as I'm watching this, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, well,
I didn't think
what the
about
fuck
that.
CD has one song on it? It doesn't work. It doesn't happen that way. But whatever, I'm nitpicking, but it still popped in my head as I'm watching the movie, you know. But yeah, I did like that song, but the soundtrack, but the score was very Friday the 13th.
Oh yeah,
and
and
Shining.
especially at the end when it was really starting to like ramp it up. At first, it was very subtle.
Yeah.
And then, it became more percussive, near the end, and it made me think of, the Carpenter soundtracks that I love and stuff like that. Not exactly like that, but it's very fitting to this movie, and it worked exactly as it was supposed to,
Yeah. It was nice, though. It reminded me of Friday the 13th when they were running. They're going, like the fucking violins. They were doing that.
What was that?
That sucked. I could do it better, but I'm not going to fucking repeat it. But and then later on, it sounded a little bit like The Shining. It reminded me of that. I can't even do it. I was going to try it again. It's just one of those things that has to come out fucking naturally, and I can't do it.
Oh, man. Check out our sidecast with Dave Z doing soundtracks.
I'm okay at voices a little bit, but I can't so much do the fucking.
You do a great Joe Pesci. What the fuck?
I'm sounding like Michael J. I'm not saying a fucking word. Right? Please don't turn me into that fucking.
Oh, Michael J.
Right?
Oh, brother.
But how about Barbara Crampton? Wasn't it nice to see her again?
Who? What?
Barbara Crampton is the mother.
Who's that?
Oh, fuck. Okay, well, she is I'll tell you who featured her recently besides this movie, which was made after. But, of course, Mr. Rob Zombie, who likes to throw in fucking John Rivets in his movies, she was one of the 3 witches. And
really?
Barbara Crampton, yeah, she's the girl from fucking Reanimator and From Beyond.
No shit.
And she was in Puppet Master, and she was in what the fuck else was she in back in the day?
Really? I did not recognize her.
Oh, well, here's the deal. As I'm watching the movie, first you see the mother, and she has her hair up, and she looks kind of old. Then the next scene, you see her with her hair down. And she looked completely different and much prettier. And I was like, oh, look at this shit. And it still didn't resonate with me. But at the very end, the credits roll, and it's a Barbara Crampton. I'm like, holy fuck, that's fucking Barbara Crampton. Huh. Yeah, she's an 80s horror actress.
Oh, you know what? Now that I see a picture of her online, I see it now. But in the movie, no, it doesn't. It didn't connect with me at all. Huh, that's funny.
No, but I know her most from...
Reanimator.
Reanimator and From Beyond I've seen several times. And those
she
two...
was one of the witches in Lords of Salem? Like one of the 3 in the apartment complex?
Well, she was in Lords of Salem, and her name was Virginia Cable. So I'm trying to figure. I'm assuming she was the third witch, maybe the palm reader. And once again, I didn't catch on to it because I know it wasn't Dee Wallace, and I know it wasn't the girl that ran the hotel.
There's a lot of people cut out of that movie.
You're right.
From the flashbacks and stuff like that. So maybe she was just cut out like that.
Virginia. Let me see. Maybe she was one of the original witches. I don't know, but he does that.
Yeah.
Rob said she didn't. And yeah, 1 week from Tuesday, fucking Lords of Salem's gonna be on Blu-ray, and I'm fucking psyched.
Yeah, and I'm fucking not. I'll probably watch that again.
I've seen it 3 fucking times, man.
Really? Jesus
and I cannot wait to watch the Blu-ray because that's gonna look beautiful on Blu-ray. That's why I'm excited because it was done so well with the colors and the way it looks and everything that I'm really excited to see it on Blu-ray. It isn't because I think it's the greatest movie ever.
Yeah.
It's just because it's the way it was filmed and the way it looks. Some movies that they're gonna look really nice on Blu-ray. That's all. And
yeah.
To me, that's one of them. Like House of a Thousand Corpses, I fucking love that Blu-ray. It's full of color. It's just full of
that's all over the place stylistically. Almost a little too much, in my opinion, but
yeah, I see. I love that shit, and it's just like Suspiria. I can fucking don't know when Suspiria is coming to Blu-ray in the States, but fuck, if there's ever a movie that's made for Blu-ray, it's fucking Suspiria.
We'll probably get the remake before. The original comes.
Oh man, the remake may or may not happen. By the way.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You don't know.
I don't want to see it, but anyways.
Yeah, there we go. But anyway, Barbara Crampton.
Yeah, I had no idea, and Ty West. He
How about
played.
That? I didn't know, so I looked tonight.
And you know what is hilarious that you probably didn't catch on to is the older brother is like that whole thing. The older brother is also a director himself and slash actor, but they're having that conversation, and the Ty West character, he's like, "Oh, I'm a film director.
That's right.
I direct documentaries," and he's like, "You know what I really love right now is commercials."
Yeah.
That was fucking hilarious, knowing that they're both directors, brilliant, dude.
And you knew that going in.
Yeah.
See, that's funny. See, I wish I would have known that going in.
They're like, I just watch TV for the commercials. I think it's like, why don't you make documentary commercials? I think you can do that.
Him and his asshole wife.
Oh my God, that was so funny.
That's great, though.
Yeah.
Yes, that was fucking funny. And then he said, underground, whatever. He goes, what are you an underground director? You have
film underground?
You actually show these movies underground, he said. He was like kind of being condescending to him. And
yeah, what an asshole. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. He was an asshole. His wife was an asshole that wouldn't put out, and it was all fucking uptight. You could tell they were the...
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, he tries to put the moves on. She's just like, nope, not having it.
She has a killer body, but what a bitch. And you knew it right off the bat. That's what I said. I was looking at my wife. We were going in. I said, you got 3 assholes out of like 10 people. That's what I said. I go, you got the guy, the wife, and Z. Those are the 3 assholes. I go, those 3 are going to die. You know that now. And then the rest of the people are okay. That's what I thought, You got to have a couple
pretty much everybody dies.
Yeah.
Which
is fucking great.
Yeah, loved it. Absolutely.
I'm a fan. Whatever, the heroine did her thing, and whatever, it was great. But the thing is, once again, see, we don't get to see it, but it could have been one of those endings like, what the fuck, Happy Birthday to Me, where they come in and, this girl with the knife.
Well, it did say in the credits, it was showing pictures of all the characters, and her picture, the main girl, it was like a photograph, and it said like suspect underneath. I don't know if you saw that, but yeah.
I always stay for the credits, and this time I didn't. Son of a bitch. Really?
Mm-hmm.
So she ended up running off, and she's the suspect. So there you go.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing, which is kind of cool.
I can't wait for, your next 2, The Legend of Crispin's Gold. That's going to be good.
Or Tristan's Gold, for that matter. Starring Corey Feldman.
Oh, brother. Yeah. Those wacky roommates, flatmates, those guys.
Flatmates, there you go. Did you realize she was Australian, by the way? Until she said it later.
I knew she was something, but I
She
mean,
said Down Under, and that obviously that was the giveaway. But
I felt like her accent like got bigger and bigger as the movie went on. Like at first, I really didn't recognize it, but it felt like it just kept getting, I just recognized it more as the movie went on, I guess.
At first, it sounded like she was, English or whatever, from the UK or something, and then it sounded like maybe she was Irish even. And then later on, she said something about my family moved down under and they came to here and whatever. So then, that was the giveaway that she's Australian. But I'm just curious to know because I'm really not very good with picking up dialect or even understanding people when they talk half the time.
Yeah, I know. You didn't watch Stitches because...
Right, that's right. You remember that. Right, I did have
Oh,
issues
my
with
God. That movie's great.
I watched it, but I had an issue with it because of that. And it wasn't just me. My brother was next to me, and he had the same problem. So it wasn't just me. But it was a feed. It was a fucking stream. Maybe the sound quality wasn't up to par.
Yeah.
So if I I think the Blu-ray is actually on Redbox. So I think I'll rent the Blu-ray and just watch it. I almost bought it. It was $10.
I just bought it. Yeah, I'm like...
Have you watched it yet?
Oh, yeah. Based on Alex's enthusiasm from the Skeleton Crew.
You blind bought it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
okay.
He talked it up so much. I'm like, this sounds right up my fucking alley. I
Right?
just bought it, and he's absolutely right. And, yeah, it's a great movie. But we're talking about this fucking movie, so... yeah, I mean... Shit, I mean...
Good heroine, though.
What else is there to talk about? Yeah, she's fucking badass. And I don't know. I don't want to say this is the best movie I've seen come out this year because I don't think it is, but it was the most pleasurable experience I'd had going to the theater, I think, this year for a horror movie.
See, that's nice. I'm glad to hear that. I feel that way about The Conjuring. The first time I saw The Conjuring, everybody was jumping. My wife was jumping. Everybody was fucking... Yeah. Every single jump scare worked big time. It was just one of those things. So that was a little more for me with The Conjuring as far as going to the movies. But I could see how a movie like this, could do that as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm going to say, I mean, if you guys are listening to this and haven't seen the movie yet, I say absolutely peel this movie back. Don't stick it up anybody's crack. It's definitely worth the view. You should give quality movies like this your money if you're into this kind of thing. And ratings, if we're rating it out of 5, I would say I really liked it. I'd give it a 4 out of 5. Absolutely. Not Very a perfect good. Movie, but it's really good in my opinion. And I think the rewatchability is very high just because it seems like it's such a fun movie.
Yeah, that's not bad. And I think I'm going to match you on everything. It obviously, you peel that fucker back. It's a fun movie. It's definitely a fun movie. You can't watch that movie and be a horror fan and say it's not fun because that's precisely what it is.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And the comedy is tongue in cheek. It's not fucking, I'm not into comedy horror mostly. Sometimes I am, but you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. The laughs you get are not everyone's gonna laugh at it. It's tongue in cheek and it's done well. And the acting is good. The characters are good, and the story is good. And it's basic, but it still works. But, yeah,
because it's done well. Yeah, absolutely. And,
peel it back.
Peel this motherfucker back. So you give it a 4 out of 5 also, or?
I was wavering between 3.5 and 4.
Yeah.
But what you said about my concern was rewatchability. Actually.
Mm-hmm. I think this would be something great. I think this would be great fun to throw on multiple times. It just seems like. It's not. It's just a fun kind of romp of a horror movie, I think.
Mm-hmm. You know what? That was the only thing that was going to affect my rating, was the rewatchability factor. I was thinking of it even as I was watching it. It was crossing my mind. But I think you got a good point there, and I'm rolling with it. I'm saying 4 too. I still like The Conjuring better though, but I'm still giving this a 4. See, that's what I was doing. I was basing it upon the last movie we saw, which was The Conjuring. and I still prefer The Conjuring, even though this was a lot bloodier. Bloody as fuck, and I love blood.
Mm-hmm.
I like The Conjuring a little more, but I'll still give this 4 stars. So, yeah, fuck. It's good shit.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're comparing it to Conjuring, that's like apples to oranges, but yeah, no, this was right in my wheelhouse. This is kind of a fun, plus scary. I mean, there was actually moments that actually got me, where I jumped and was startled, which I was surprised as shit, because usually these style of movies, the slasher kind, don't faze me as far as that goes whatsoever. And
Right.
but it got me a couple times. So yeah, so there you go, guys. Definitely peel this one back. Go see it. You're next.
Yeah.
You and you're next. And
That's right.
You're
You.
next.
You motherfucker, you. That's
Yep.
right.
And look out for that sequel. So yeah, we're so with that, we are gonna call it a night. We are gonna go, I don't know, peel our own bananas, whatever we do when we wander off away from the laser lounge.
Right? Exactly.
Yep, can't get rid of those fucking things. So, yeah, Dave, thank you again. This is a blast as usual. Always a pleasure.
Thank you, sir. Absolutely. I agree completely.
Yep.
Fucking great times.
Absolutely.
Really got
Thanks
to see this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Fucking right on. I hope everybody else goes and sees it.
Yeah, please do. Thank you to all the listeners out there.
Yeah.
We appreciate you guys and all the wacky shit that you do.
Right. Right on.
So yeah, we're gonna get out of here, and with that, I'm gonna give you guys a thought to ponder. Until next time, would you fuck Z next to your dead mother? I don't know. I think I might. So see ya, fuckers.
Later.